Hello, I'm Richard Van Wyhe with EV4U Custom Conversions. And I wanted to share a few things with you before we started talking about taper lock couplers. And that is, EV4U main objective is to promote the use of electric vehicles. And we do that in three main directions. One is education, and by education we mean that we're out there at public events demonstrating the electric vehicles, telling people about them, taking people for rides, trying to allow people to experience something they may not have experienced before, and thus open their minds to the possibility of someday owning an electric vehicle. We also do classroom instruction, presentations from grade school, high school, and college. And we do a lot of events every year, and so we try to reach as many people as possible. We also offer component cells, and that basically came out of the issue that there are some unsavory people out there that were ripping off those that desired to do their own electric vehicle. And so we started making components available, as well as fabrication, design, so forth. And so that's grown to be quite popular. It's not my favorite thing to do, but there was a need for that, and so we're trying to meet that need. And the other is conversion service. For those that don't want to do it themselves and really aren't interested in an electric car from a major manufacturer, they want to convert a classic car or a favorite car of some sort, but don't feel that they want to do it themselves, we offer complete conversion service also. But anyway, today I'm going to share with you two services, and one is our 3-day hands-on conversion workshops. It's part of that educational component where we teach you to be able to do it yourself. And so these workshops are a combination of classroom instruction and in-shop instruction. So we get to learn about all the components and all the facets of converting an existing gasoline vehicle to electric, as well as actually getting our hands dirty, and not really dirty, but the hands-on part in the shop, seeing how things go together, and getting that first-hand experience. And those are very popular. We started those last year, and so to keep that experience personable, we limit the size of the class, and so everyone has the opportunity to ask all their questions. It's one-on-one as much as possible, and everyone has really benefited and enjoyed the experience. Matter of fact, we have people that want to come back and do it again. And then the other thing is, for those that are unable to travel to Shasta Lake, California and attend one of our workshops, we offer a video. It's called How to Convert from Gas to Electric, the complete video. And in addition to a lot of the same classroom instruction that you get in the workshops, we have schematic diagrams and other resource material that goes with the video. And it also includes 60 minutes of consultation time, which is normally a $60 value. And so, again, just another tool to help you do it yourself. With the workshops, we offer, included with that workshop is a book that you get to take away by a major author in the area, and also a binder of resource materials. And we also include lunch all 3 days at local restaurants that are well known for their excellent food. And the last day, we actually eat at a restaurant with not just good food, but a great vantage point. You get to see the marina, Lake Shasta, and the Pitt River Bridge, which is the second tallest double-decker bridge in the world. It has a railroad deck on the bottom, and Interstate 5 runs on the top. So it's a nice view, something to see. The other thing that we do after lunch one of the days, we drive to an overview that's only a few miles from here, and it's called the Three Shastas, because you have a view of Shasta Dam, which is the second largest concrete structure in the world. I'm sorry, when it was built, it was the largest. Today it's the second largest concrete dam in the United States. Grand Coulee is larger. And then Shasta Lake, which is the largest lake in California, and then Mount Shasta. So that's the three Shastas, the mountain, the lake, and the dam. And Mount Shasta is actually the largest volcano in mass in North America. So it's quite something to see. It's a neat overview. Recommend that you come for more than just the 3 days. There's a lot to see here. The Sacramento River, which feeds into Shasta Lake, is the largest river in the state of California. And in less than an hour from here, you can see the source of the Sacramento, where it comes out of the ground. There's Burney Falls, which is about 45 minutes from here. Beautiful, beautiful waterfall. Again, national recognition. There's the Sundial Bridge, which has become world famous. A lot of things to see and do, and the Sundial Bridge is literally only 8 minutes from here. So anyway, we would hope that you would be able to take advantage of some of these resources. And so we'll get on with another one, and that is our YouTube educational videos. And in this episode, we're going to talk about taper lock couplers. So, hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, you can contact us at info@evforyounow.com. Thanks for watching.
Hello, I'm Richard with EV4U Custom Conversions, and welcome to another episode of the EV Answer Man. In this episode, we're going to talk about taper lock couplers. We've shown you the other type of adapter coupler that we used in a previous episode, but we've never, that I can recollect, showed you the taper lock in a step-by-step, up-close fashion. So that's what we're going to do today. So what we have here is our NetGain Warp 9 motor. We have it on the workbench. It's cradled so it can't roll, and then it's secured. And this baby's not going to go anywhere. You wouldn't want to be working on this and have it fall off the workbench, and it would not only damage the motor, but could do some damage to you also. So anyway, the motor's mounted and secured. There's 4 main components to doing this type of adapter coupler. And so the first one is our spacer ring. This is made from 6061 T6 aluminum, and it's designed to be a particular thickness, and it just mounts on the front of the motor here. And it's exactly what the name implies. It's a spacer ring. It's to get that correct depth that we're going to need so that our hub on the taper lock, once the flywheel is mounted, has the right dimension from the back edge of the flywheel to the back edge of the, or in this case we're looking at it this way, be the front edge of the flywheel to the front edge of the adapter plate. So the motor has a a raised area here, and that just fits on there nice and snug. Line up our holes, and we use an Allen head bolt, and normally we would use Loctite on each of these, and I'm only going to put 2 of them in. The reason I'm doing it this way is, one, I'm doing this for this video episode, but the customer that this belongs to, this is actually going to be going in a 65 Ford Mustang. He wanted to come and do it himself. He's only 3 hours away from us, so after we had everything machined and made, he wanted to come down and assemble it with us. So I'm not going to put it all together and then take it all apart again any more than I have to for demonstration purposes. So normally what we would do is next we would mount the adapter plate, and this adapter plate has not been profiled. Normally it would be cut to match the profile of the bell housing. This guy has something he's going to be doing with this that I'm not 100% sure I know, but he didn't want us to cut it. He wanted us just to square it, a little oversized, and that's what we did. So now the adapter then mates to the spacer, and we used a bolt with the bevel. Again, these would be secured with Loctite. We used the blue, and I'm just going to finger tighten all this. Okay. So there you have it. It'd look much better if it was cut to the profile. But anyway. Now, so we've got spacer ring and the adapter. And this would bolt directly to the transmission. But you have to wait to couple the power between the motor and the input shaft on the transmission. And that's where the taper lock coupler comes in. It's a 2-piece ordeal. And let me see if this is showing up on camera. So this is the hub. This is our inner piece, and we'll focus on it first. It has a taper to it, thus the name taper lock. And it has a matching taper on the ID here. So those two slide together. Very nice, tight fit, perfect mating. And then there's 6 holes here that allows us to draw these 2 pieces together. And when we draw them together, with, again, another Allen head little bolt, and it threads in here. And there's 6 of them. Well, when this is being drawn together, this apart here. What happens as we draw those 2 together, that taper causes this one to tighten up, and it has a little groove right there. See that little cut? It's opposite of the keyway. And as we draw these 2 together, because they have a taper, it's smaller on this end than it is on this end. You can only draw it one way. As you draw it, only fit one way. As you draw those 2 together, this is going to close down a little bit. And when it does, it's going to close down on that shaft, and you cannot get those to come apart. We don't make ours to come apart. You can simply drill another couple holes and thread this portion so that you run a bolt into here. That bolt would top out here, and then as you tighten them down, it would pull those 2 apart. And when they come apart, they typically make a pretty good noise. They're stuck together pretty good. So anyway, that's basically how the taper lock works. The key, and the reason why you've seen the other style that we use a lot, and we use it a lot on our packages that we ship out to customers, is it's easy to install. Basically 4 bolts and you're done. Then you mount your flywheel and clutch. This one requires a little bit of finesse. So we're going to take our key. You don't want to forget your key. Put it in the keyway, slip on the inner portion of our taper lock. Again, nice fit. So when that's just squeezed a little bit, that's not going to move. So that's going to fit on like that. Actually, that was for demonstration purposes. How I put them together, I do it this way, so I can line up my holes. So I'll get a couple of these screws or bolts started. I don't want to pull it together yet. I'm just getting them started in here. Put my key back in. Put that like that. Then normally what we do is we snug this up, and we could probably do it on this one too. The machinist told me I was going to have to do it a little differently, but anyway. What we normally do is we just snug it a little bit. And I got to be real careful because it's real easy to get it to the point where you can't move it. So I'm just doing these very slowly here. And again, normally you'd put all 6 in and you tighten them very slowly in a star fashion. And these 2 we use Loctite on. Then once everything is done, we don't have to worry about it. So now this is on there, so it's not going to move very easily. We take our flywheel. Customer actually has purchased a new flywheel because when he dropped this off and we had a chance to inspect it, noticed it had some issues. It's got some cracking. So anyway, you could have this one resurfaced or purchase a new one. He chose to purchase a new one. So he'll be bringing that when he comes. Again, normally you would use lock washers on these. I am just putting this on for demonstration purposes. And we would torque our flywheel into place. And now we have to set what some refer to as the magic number. And that is the distance between this flywheel edge and this edge on the adapter. So from here to here. And we know on this particular one, it's 1.175 inches. And so we want to adjust that to that reading. And so I'm going to get us close by setting this at that spec, locking it in place, and we have to come out a ways. A little further. Well, that feels like it's on the money. And then you want to check in multiple places because the flywheel may not be perfect. In this case, it is not perfect. I don't see too many that are. They're usually pretty close. So then, once I have that, then we would take and torque down those slowly, again, in a star fashion so they tighten nice and evenly. Then you want to double check, make sure that we haven't moved at all. And so then we would check. Then I like to rotate the flywheel, check it. Like I said, check in multiple spots. Do another little rotation just to make sure you have it dialed in. And then you will continue to torque those until you get them nice and snug. Check it again, and then you're ready to install your friction disc and your pressure plate. So that's the ins and outs of a taper lock coupler. Very simple. It's just not quite as simple as the one with the coupler built in and suspended with bearings. But we do this on vehicles that we don't do a lot of. This is more of a one of, and these are a little quicker and easier for us to make. So What else? The other thing, once everything is to this point, we'll run it up using just the 12-volt battery like we showed, using the other adapter coupler. Show that we test it. We want to make sure that it's balanced and running good. Depending on the situation, a lot of times we take these down and have them balanced. When we're using all new components, the individual components are balanced. We haven't had any issues. This one, we'll run it up and see if there is an issue. We take it in. We have a shop that we take them to and have them balanced. So there it is. Our flywheel is mounted on our Warp 9 using a taper lock coupler. So if you have any questions or have the questions regarding this or another question that you'd like us to feature on the EV Answer Man, be sure and send us an email at info@ev4unow.com. That's the letter E, the letter V, the number 4, the letter U, NOW.com. And we're happy to answer any questions. And like I said, if we think it's something that a lot of people might be interested in, we'll feature it in this video series. Either way, we'll shoot you an email right away, answer the question promptly. And we thank you again for watching.